Hello everybody, my name is Asandombea. Today I'm going to talk about strategy, tactical and operational. These are the hierarchy system in administration or emergency system, right? A structure that is used in many countries to determine the lines of command and the areas of responsibility for the strategy, tactical, and operational roles. For example, in the emergency system like crisis management, these are the steps of offices, right? We will use the gold, silver, and bronze to highlight these points, which are strategy, tactical, and operational responsibility, right? The structure can be replicated across the emergency service organization to giving clarity of command during a major incident. During major incidents, these strategic and tactical and operational departments, they are the one going to take immediate actions, and every one of them have their own responsibility. As I'm going to highlight them, the goal which is the strategic department. For example, the goal will take charge of the whole responsibility of incidents and provide the high level of strategy and command and management. The goal or strategic control will be more concerned with the dealing with external and internal or interest as customers or the medias or authority. This will be the highest level of corporation authority responsible for the company interest and take full responsibility of this incident or occurrence. This, for example, the goal or strategic department, they are responsible to take action. Like if there is an incident, they are the one giving command to the tactical or to the operational. Then the operational we give to the tactical people. Yeah, like just take an example, like the CEOs. These are the strategic management. Then the CEO will give command or give assignments to the operational. The operational, these are the like the managers, supervisors or ministers. They will accept this responsibility. Then they also will dedicate this responsibility to the tactical. Okay, as I'm highlighting about strategic. Now I'm going to talk about the second part, which is the silver. The silver is the management or the level operational command, the immediate surround, or perhaps the whole building or the whole site could come under the supervisions of the silver. As I highlight the silvers, these are the management team. They are responsible to supervise. Like for example, if there is a project going on, like street projects or like in crisis or incidents occur, or how to tackle, they are the one managing it, how the situation, supervising it. Then we're talking about the bronze, which is the third one, the B. The B is the functional level or the tactical command that comprise more than one unit. In the tactical or crisis situation, bronze control will take in charge of the activity. For example, if there is an incident occurrence like fire or any crisis that occur, these are the field worker. They go to the field and they are the one, like emergency system, they are the one doing the first aid, they are the one trying to calm down the situation, putting cones around to stop people from not coming in, and they are the field workers. Then I'm going to highlight the responsibility also for the police, right? Few like 5 points of the police, their own responsibility. The police are to guide the scene where this occurrence of disaster or crisis occur, right? They are the one to guide it. That is number one. Number two, to protect the public. They have to protect the public no further escalation of disaster. Then point number 3, to control the sightseer. There are so many people around want to see what is going on, or innocent bystander, people that are walking around. They have to control these people. Then point number 4 is to prevent unauthorized interference with this evidence or property. Like for example, if there is a fire, there are so many people who want to come and steal or have another agenda, Indian agenda, or if there is a disaster. So they have to prevent some of these people, that unauthorized people, to invade in this territory. For example, some in most of like some Asian country, if the manager steals something, or like a warehouse, their inventory is wrong, sometimes they can cause fire. When they try to engineer, like they make a plan for fire, after a plan of fire occur, then so they will not have track of whatever things they have still stolen. So the police are there to do investigations, right? They are there to do investigation. So they should try to prevent people from not interfering with their evidence. Then to facilitate, number 5, to facilitate the operations of this emergency service, right? Then there are 3 condoms. Condom simply means that the fence they put around, the barrier that people should not enter. You have like 3 types condoms. You have the inner condoms. Okay, I'm going to explain this one. The inner condom provide immediate security of hazard areas and potential crime scene, right? Then the outer condoms, they set off an extensive areas around the inner. Yeah, there you have the traffic condoms, right? This is to set beyond the outer condom to prevent an authorized vehicle to surround this area where the incident occur. They have to block. Let's say there is an accident in a certain place, they have to block this area and this end, so at least people will not interfere. They will just use one lane where a vehicle can go through. Then number 4 point, let's say the police, under the police, they have to surround and protect the immediate scenes of incidents. Then number 5, the police, they provide immediate security of the hazard areas or potential crime scene. Then number 6 is they provide condom may well be placed for prolonging period. However, the boundaries could be withdrawn once this situation is completed. There will be open space so people can have their freedom of movement. Then point number 7, after a long time, the police may be subjected to advice for the local authority to survey this area if everything is okay. Then the police responsibility also is to go further to do an investigation. Yeah, traffic condoms set up at beyond the outer condom to prevent an authorized vehicle to enter where there is an occurrence of disaster. Yeah. As I'm going to explain, another important part is like learning from historical incidents or disaster that happened, how we can learn from that one. For a person with the responsibility for designing or implementing crisis or disaster plan, that the incident manager, the following are to learn in previous situation like disaster, like flood. What are you going to learn from that one? I'm going to explain our 7 points. Point number 1, you are going to learn you should have a plan and a review all parts of it and look for the weakness. For example, dealing with a large numbers of diseased people, particularly in hot country, request considerable resources to conduct for criminal investigations or the plan, right? You should learn how to do investigation. You should have your team, put your team in place, how you can do investigations in terms of people who are died in certain crises, what are the causes, and what mechanism we are going to do to prevent this situation or disaster not to occur again. Then point number two, knowing and training the plan with other agency or government agency or military or the local authority. When incidents occur, there is a significant value in knowing who you can counterpart with. This simply means that when there is an occurrence of, you should have a training. You should already know that in case of any occurrence of fire or disaster or flood, which are the first people, the local emergency system that we are going to consult, how you can team up. Then you should have a monthly or a weekly or a yearly or a quarter trainings on how, in case of disaster occur, how are you going to attack this situation on at the same equitable, because in that particular incident you need people to solve that incident at that particular period. So everybody should be ready and in standby, right? Then point number 3 is mobile phone technology often, or radio communication is often as a primary source of communication between the first responder agency. However, this system often gets overloaded during a crisis or a disaster, so at least you should have all the time, you should have a radio system standby in case of any occurrence of disaster or any incident that occur. You're able to communicate, because this, at that period, in every emergency, maybe you need a first aid team, you need the ambulance, right? You need the media team, then you need the police. Then number 4, I'm going to talk about managing information, how you can able to manage information by taking, you have the people CID who can be taking information, or every person that involved in that disaster to take information, for further investigation, internal, then government. They also have the media. The four is managing this information. Then 5, internal. Yes, how you can solve this problem, like if it's a minor problem, you solve it internally in crisis management. Then government, if it's the government level, how you can pass this information from the local to government activity. Then you're talking about the 7, which is the media. The media, you're talking about communication, and you have to give media, like if there is a fraud, so you have to pass information so people will aware that they should stay from this area, because this area is prohibited at this particular moment, and people will you have to, because media is the fastest means of communication. So I'm going to stop here, and to conceptualize all, I basically explain about strategy, the system in emergency, the offices in emergency system, where you have the strategic department, you have the tactical department, you have the operational department. And to conceptualize all this one, it's in every department, whether it's in business, in government, because you have the people who are the strategic, you have the tactical, then you have the operational. So if you want to follow me on my next channel to get more details. I stop here. Subscribe to my YouTube channel.